So here we are at the Jacobs residence model again. We are going to be looking at the bigger spaces in this first video, and then I'm going to have a second video, kind of a part two, that looks at the bathroom vanities and elevations and whatnot. So we have updated the sliders for the shop drawing size and updated the upper windows here to give an idea for what that would look like if we match the sides with the upper window. So just want to move around a little bit and see what that looks like. Also, I'll go ahead and note right here, I think we need to look at the door configurations a little bit more, how they have them in the shop drawings. So the first panel is going to be the panel that you use most frequently and leave open and go in and out when you're not unfolding the whole thing. So that's an important panel to locate properly. So just functionally, I think you want the primary opening panel towards the middle of the room, so you don't have to come all the way over here to go in and out of the room. You want to enter and exit on the most frequently used panel here in the living room, and I believe here in the dining room, but please cover that in the meeting. So this would mean this is the main door that opens most frequently, and then you would stack the door to the right over here when you want to open the whole thing, and you would stack this door to the left over here. So from the outside, which is the direction of the shop drawings, so the living room door would slide to the right and stack to the right, and the dining room panel would slide to the left and stack to the left. So that's super important to cover in the meeting functionally and just aesthetically where those are stacking. And right now this is not how the shop drawings are shown, so that needs to be modified in the shop drawings. So let's take a look at this other window above the door. So this is a 8-foot door. It is 42 inches wide, and these are 14-inch side lights from the frame to frame here. So this is how the front door is looking with the single light above it, single window above it. Cora has some images of different frame colors here, particularly from the outside. And let's also just look at these windows. We're going to flip around to the outside, and I'll also show you what that view looks like on the inside for these tall 3 windows. But let's flip around to the courtyard here real quick. And then I'm just going to adjust our graphics just a little bit. So here we just wanted to show what this courtyard starts to look like with these window sizes. So these are 2-foot wide by 7-foot tall windows. And what that really is based on is carrying this line to the top. So that kind of creates a module that works with the line that comes off this window. And then the bottoms of these windows are aligned with the bottom of this window, more or less. And I also wanted to show here just the importance of getting this board and batten module determined, because if we do, we can get really nice clean edges, alignments based on that module. So right now we have a 2-inch board, a 2-inch batten with a 9-inch board there. So that module works out to have these windows 9 inches apart. So you get a full board that goes right up the middle. And you basically size the framing of these windows, and so you just get a nice clean finish. I mean, otherwise you start to get window situations that could be something like, this side. You just lose an opportunity to get to frame the windows and the doors based on that board and batten module. So you can just see it just looks nice and clean and really nice if we can get that figured out early on here. So let's fly over and take a look at the kitchen really quick too. So we'll fly into the kitchen. So the first thing we want to note is we did get the drawings, the structural sizes from Lima. So we're starting to put there is a 18-inch deep HSS steel beam along this edge, like we were talking about, we need to, I think it works fine, but we do get an edge here. Sorry about that. I got do not disturb turned on. Okay, so at the meeting, let's cover, Cora wanted to cover the material of this beam. Are we wrapping it? Is it going to be exposed steel? Do we use an architectural steel beam there so it's nice and clean? But covering this beam treatment and this beam depth is something that's going to be good to cover at the meeting also. So let's fly into the kitchen here real quick. We want to look at a couple options for, we've got that, the nice tile on the backsplash going all the way up to the ceiling. And we want to look at a couple light locations here. So here we have the lights located obviously above the windows, and we're just looking at two options here: lights above the windows and also lights above the shelves. So I'm going to move around to a couple different angles so that you guys can review that. Functionally, it's nice to have the light filling this corner over here. And so it's kind of both a functional and aesthetic question here. Do you want the lights kind of lighting the objects on the shelves, or do you kind of want more clearance on the shelves for objects to be on there? So anyway, take a look at those two options there. Real quick also, let's go ahead and look at these windows inside here, how you, the three windows along the stairs here, how you experience those. So we were looking at, when you're actually up on this landing up here and how you look out this window, you really are looking down quite a bit from the landing here. So you're seeing, a lot of the vegetation that is going to be out here along your wall, and then the walkway, and then of course just looking straight across. But it's really kind of a downward looking thing. So we were, trying to figure out, how much vegetation did you see through these windows, and just to know that this is really the kind of angle that we're looking at, viewing those through these windows to the outside. It's really kind of a downward looking angle. So anyway, let's just jump back to that living room perspective one more time, so we can just start to see how these windows, and again, you don't really ever see these windows from this angle. They'd be totally blocked from that balcony, but from the outside, I mean, conceptually, you can kind of see that line, how it's carrying up, and how these windows start to work with this window, primarily from the outside. But I think proportionally, this new door size works really well on this wall with this window up above. I think that's all working really good. Then let's take one more look at this side also. I think again, this door size works really well on this wall. If we could get the location, I'm not sure. I have this right now. I kept this edge and then just increased the size this way. I think that's what we talked about before. And so if we keep the upper window aligned with those, this is kind of the proportion that we get there. Here's that door size. Now we do still have these windows a little bit higher right here. So that's something we should look at too if we want to go ahead and align the tops of these with the tops of these doors. We moved them up a little bit originally because we thought these doors were going to get a little bit taller, but they are staying the same per the shop drawings. That's what they are right now. All right, so we're going to jump over to the second video, part 2. Thanks.